Welcome to Polish with Ray. I'm Rachel and today I'm going to be sharing with you a lot of items that will be available in August Polish Pickup Shop. The theme is Marine Magic. Before we get started, if you're looking forward to this review, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you're not already subscribed, I hope you'll consider it. I upload new videos every week. So August Marine Magic Polish Pickup Shop will open on August 5th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time and will be open through August 8th. The site and app always go live for wish listing the Sunday before the shop is available. This month, that is Sunday, August 31st. There's no set time, it's just whenever they can get it up and running. So usually it falls sometime that afternoon, evening. If you haven't shopped Polish Pickup before, congratulations, because you're about to join into something very exciting and fun. But basically, on the first Friday of each month, a bunch of different indie makers get together and make a limited edition item towards a common theme. This month's theme is Marine Magic, so we have lots of underwater life inspiration. But the theme is voted on each month in the Polish Pickup Pack Facebook group, which I will link down below, as well as all the sites you need to shop. The items are only available during that shopping window from August 5th through the 8th, and after that, they're no longer available. Some of the items won't even be available the entire weekend because they have something called a cap. Basically, that means that there is a limited amount of items that the maker is going to create and sell, and once those sell out, it's not available anymore. So for example, if a polish has a 100 bottle cap, after 100 bottles have sold, that polish can't be bought anymore. So if you like items that do have a cap, I recommend getting to the shop as soon as it opens on August 5th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time so you can snag everything on your wish list. I know it sounds like a lot, but I promise it really is a lot of fun. I'll leave more details and tips down in the description box if this is your first time shopping. All right, like I mentioned, we have so many items to look at today, so let's go ahead and get into the swatches. All right, we're going to be taking a look at all the polishes in rainbow order today. So we're starting off with red. This one comes from KBShimmer and it's called Jelly Much. This one's described as being a pink leaning cherry shade loaded with shimmer that shifts from bright magenta to cool red to gold to orange. It's going to retail for $12 and will not have a cap. This one had a stunning formula. You can see how smooth and even it is right on the first coat. I found that on that first coat, it definitely did look like a pinky red, but once I added another coat, it started to deepen up a little bit and was fully opaque for me in 2 coats. I did add a third coat for my full hand swatch, which you're gonna see right here. And you can see that that deepened up the color quite a bit. Now it really does look like a red that has just a kiss of pink to it. I love how glowy this one is. The golden shimmer was beautiful. And if you're curious how this one compares to the red and pink in the new Just Add Water collection from KBShimmer, you should check out my recent video sharing that collection. I did put a comparison in that to Jelly Much. Pictured are 2 coats of Jelly Much from KBShimmer. Coming to the indie pickup shop from KBShimmer this month is their Saltwater and Mermaids Hand and Body Scrub. This 9.5 ounce tub is going to retail for $10 and there will not be a cap. The scent description says this is a sweet scent with a fresh, watery green fragrance. It's got notes of ocean mist and seagrass, agave nectar, and coconut milk for a fruit-like fragrance that's hard to describe. I definitely agree with that. I can smell the freshness of the ocean and the green notes, but there's just a hint of sweetness in there. I really appreciate how subtle the scent is. I think if you're someone who likes scents that are not too strong, not too overpowering, that this is one you will really enjoy. And if you haven't tried KBShimmer Sugar Scrub before, they are one of my absolute favorite to use. They always smell fantastic. They keep very well for me. And yeah, I think it's just a really good deal, this much scrub for that amount of product. I basically use them every week, maybe 2 or 3 times a week, depending on how much swatching I'm doing, to exfoliate my cuticles, my hands, and then also I use it as part of my pedicure routine. I find that it sloughs off the dead skin really well without stripping your skin, and keeping your skin feeling nourished and hydrated. So highly recommend. And the last product coming to the shop from KBShimmer this month is their Restoration Drops Polish Thinner. This is going to retail for $7 and there will not be a cap. It's a 118 milliliter bottle. So if you haven't used a polish thinner before, basically you add drops of this product to your polish after it's thickened up a little bit over time, and it helps restore it to its original consistency. I really like that this one comes with a dropper bottle because it's easy to be precise about exactly how much you add to your polish. You're supposed to add a couple drops, 2 to 3, shake it up, check the consistency, and repeat as needed until you reach your desired consistency. I'm saying that word a lot. But I actually just used it this morning on a thickened glitter crelly, and oh my gosh, it made so much difference. Application is smooth and easy again, no more stringiness. Coming from Stella Chroma this month is Bizarro, which is described as being a bright, juicy orange filled with every kind of holographic pigment that they had in the Stella Chroma lab. It's got linear hollow, scattered hollow, and some bigger hollow flakes for good measure. It's going to be $13 and there will not be a cap. This one had a perfect formula. As you can see, it was very opaque on that first coat, super smooth and even, has a fun squishy jelly feel, but lots of opacity there. I was able to reach full opacity in just 2 coats, and look at that sparkle. I feel like because of the orange base, some of those holographic pigments kind of come off kind of gold looking, and it's just the fall combo of my dreams. So here's what 2 coats of Bizarro looks like with a glossy top coat. A glossy top coat smoothed it out just fine. And I love how kind of this shade of orange specifically is slightly muted. It seems perfect for fall. Pictured are 2 coats of Stella Chroma's Bizarro. We have another fabulous orange coming from Music City Beauty this month. This one's called I'm So Jelly, and it's described as being an orange jelly base with red to gold micro flakes and holographic flakes. This one's going to be priced at $12.50 and capped at 100 bottles. Application for this one was an absolute dream. I'm seeing a trend here and I'm loving it. I almost reached full opacity in 1 coat, but definitely reached full opacity in 2. I think just about everyone would be good in 2. And the base color is so bright with this one, it was tripping out my camera just a little bit, but here is what the base color really looks like in real life in person. You can see it's a bright, beautiful, bold shade of orange, and all of those different pigments in there are super sparkly. They come off pretty gold in person, and oh my goodness, just breathtaking. I really, really enjoyed wearing this one. Pictured are 2 coats of I'm So Jelly from Music City Beauty. Up next from Fair Maiden Polish, we have Salt Critter. This one's described as being a uniquely bright and earthy chartreuse with red to orange flame. And this one's going to retail for $12. There will not be a cap. On application, this one was smooth and very even and easy to work with. I was surprised that I felt like it pulled a lot more yellow on me than in the bottle. In the bottle, I felt like it looked like a radioactive yellow leaning green, but because of my undertones, I think it pulled a lot more yellow, like a green leaning yellow instead. But either way, I absolutely loved it. It built up to close to full opacity in 3 coats, but I could still see a little bit of visible nail line. And the maker recommends pairing it with a blurring base coat to make it even brighter. But my goodness, it's already pretty dang bright. So here's what 3 coats looks like with a glossy top coat. You can see how much visible nail line is there. You could also always pair it over a similar base color like a neon yellow or a neon green for a more opaque look. But I know jellies are super in this season, and if you're loving that trend, this one's definitely going to be for you. Pictured are 3 coats of Salt Critter from Fair Maiden Polish. Coming from what addiction this month is Kelp Forest, which is described as being a seafoam green base with blue to green shimmers and a variety of crystal flakes. This one's going to retail for $13.50 and will be capped at 100 bottles. This one had a very jelly base. On application, it was quite sheer on that first coat. You can still see a lot of nail line showing through, which I think would make this one an excellent topper as well. On that second coat, we can see more of that sea foamy base color, and the sheerness from the base really allows those beautiful flakes to glow and shine. This one did not become fully opaque for me in 3 coats, but it was mostly opaque. So here is what 3 coats looks like with a glossy top coat. You can still see a little bit of that nail line there, but it's not super noticeable. Again, if that is not your kind of thing, you can always pair it with a blurring base coat or a polish with a similar base color. Pictured are 3 coats of Kelp Forest from What Addiction? This month, coming from Night Owl Lacquer, we have Water Bears. This one's described as being a clear base filled with mint green reflective glitter pigment, purple to pink to gold to green shifting shimmer, and green to aqua to purple crystal chameleon flakes. This one's going to retail for $13 and there will not be a cap. On the nail, this one went on quite sheer because it has a clear base. All you're really seeing on that first coat are those flakes, those reflective glitter, and all of that shimmer. I actually got pretty great opacity in 2 coats. My nail line was hard to find, but I did go in for 3 and was pleased to see that it didn't get super thick. Sometimes these reflective glitter polishes can build up really quickly, but this one felt comfortably thick in 3 coats and super sparkly with little to no visible nail line. So here's what 3 coats looks like with a glitter smoother and a glossy top coat. These reflective glitter polishes do dry down quite textured and are difficult to remove. So I would recommend soaking them off to remove them or pairing them with a peel off base coat and also pairing them with a glitter smoother of some kind so you get that glossy finish. And then here is what this one looks like under flashlight. That mint green reflective glitter really pops and you almost get like a purple flash from all of those flakies and shimmers. So, so pretty. Picture our 3 coats of Water Bears from Night Owl Lacquer. Our next polish comes from Sassy Sauce and it's called Wet Spot. It's described as being a super shifty turquoise jelly with gold reflective glitter at some angles. You'll also see a purpley pink shift, and then at other angles you'll see a gold to copper to green shift. This one's going to retail for $13 and it will be capped at 500 bottles. This one also had a wonderful formula. It had a jelly-like base and lots of that shimmer. You can already see it showing up on the first coat as a stunning pink, which contrasts beautifully against that dark green base. I found that this one was pretty much fully opaque in 2 coats, but that third coat did make it quite a bit darker and did help me reach full opacity. Gosh, I'm just loving the contrast on this one. So here's what 3 coats looks like with a glitter smoother and a glossy top coat. This one's got those reflective glitters as well. So because of those, removal will be difficult. Use a peel off base coat or soak off, and you're gonna also have some texture when it dries down. So I do recommend some kind of glitter smoother. Look at all of those shifts. Red, coral, copper. This one is completely beautiful. Pictured are 3 coats of Wet Spot from Sassy Sauce Polish. Up next from Noodles Nail Polish, we have Just a Little Jelly. This one's described as being a dark turquoise-based crelly with neon pink glitters, turquoise glitters, pink holographic glitters, and violet to red to orange to gold color-shifting glitters. This one's going to retail for $11.50, and there will be no cap. On application, this one had a really fun, super squishy jelly base. I loved working with it. You could just, it's one of those polishes that you can tell as applying that it's going to dry down really, really shiny. And I just love that. You can see lots of those glitters came out, no problem on each and every coat. This one's really packed, so it is going to dry down textured and removal will be slightly difficult. The description said that it had shifting glitters, but I'm wondering if it should have said shifting flakes because the flakes in here, wow. You can see I got a lot of really large ones out and they're super shifty and so, so beautiful. So here's what 3 coats looks like with a glossy top coat. Yeah, this one is like a perfect polish for fall. I really enjoyed working with it and still have it on right now. Pictured are 3 coats of Just a Little Jelly from Noodles Nail Polish. This month, Bee's Lacquer is bringing us Nothing Ever Scared Me So Much as Saying Goodbye. It's described as being a sister polish to a lion with a thorn in its paw. Woo! And it's also a darker aqua shade with orange to green shimmer and a ton of hollow flakes. This one's going to retail for $13.50, and there is no cap. On application, this one was incredibly smooth. If you have a line with a thorn in its paw, I found that the application styles were very, very similar. I probably could have stopped at 2 coats. I didn't see any nail line, but I went in for 3 and reached full opacity and got really beautiful coverage and just pigmentation. Yeah, this one's worth the 3rd coat, I think, but you could stop at 2. So here's what 3 coats looks like with a glossy top coat. I wore this one for I think 4 days, maybe 5. I just couldn't get enough of it. The shifts are so incredible against that sagey green base, and it's just so soft and stunning. Pictured are 3 coats of Nothing Ever Scared Me So Much as Saying Goodbye from Bee's Lacquer. This month from Unicorn Magic Skincare, we have their Deluxe Cuticle Rescue in the scent Twisted Mermaid. This one is going to retail for $6.50 for the half-ounce jar, and it's going to be capped at 200 tubs. The scent description for this one is it's a combination of berries and citrus with sugary sweetness and a touch of vanilla. When smelling it, I definitely pick up a hint of berries, a good amount of the sugary sweetness and vanilla, but also a good amount of the shea butter. You can see that's one of the main ingredients here, and I find the smell really comes through in all the cuticle rescues. In addition to the shea butter, there's a lot of other really nourishing ingredients in here. I find that it feels like a treat for my skin. It does contain lanolin, so if you have sensitivities to that, please keep that in mind. But you can see it's got a thick consistency there. It is very buttery and very creamy. But I love it because I apply it to my skin. I find that my skin just drinks it up. And yeah, it just does a great job of moisturizing my cuticles especially. This month, Cupcake Polish took inspiration from a certain mermaid and created Dinglehopper. It's described as being a minty green curly nail polish packed with green and red metallic flakes and green and red iridescent flakes. It's going to retail for $13, and there will be no cap. This one had a perfect curly formula. You can see it's a little bit on the sheer side on that first coat, but don't you worry. Look how much it builds up on the second. We can really see that gorgeous minty, kind of turquoisey base color, and we get a lot more of those flakes as well. The red flakes especially pop beautifully against that turquoisey mint base, but as you shift your nail around, you can see a lot of other colors coming from those iridescent flakes. This one reached full opacity for me in 3 coats, and because it's so flaky packed, it did dry down with just a little bit of texture, but that smoothed out just fine with a thicker glossy top coat. So here's 3 coats with a thick glossy top coat. This one was so stunning. I loved it so much glossy that I had to see what it looked like matte. So here you go. It was so beautiful matte. I don't wear polishes matte often, but when I'm like motivated to, you know, the flakes are good. These are beautiful flakes in here. Pictured are 3 coats of Dinglehopper from Cupcake Polish. Up next from Cuticula, we have Echolocation. This one's described as being a deep teal base with shimmer that shifts from green to blue and even purple in certain lighting situations. It's also jam-packed full of linear holographic pigment, which you can see on the sides there. Price is going to be $13.50, and there will not be a cap. This one had a remarkable formula. Holy cow, was it opaque? Yeah, my jaw dropped to the floor because it was almost a 1-coater. It was perfect in 2. I don't see anyone needing more than 2 coats for this. And it was just a dream to work with. I love the base color. The holographic is blinding, and the shimmer is just chef's kiss, the icing on the cake. So here's what 2 coats looks like with a glossy top coat. This one is pigmented, so I think it might stain your nails if you don't pair it with base coat. I would recommend doing so, but you do what you want. Pictured are 2 coats of Echolocation from Cuticula. This month, Paradox Polish is bringing us Eat, Drink, and See Merry. It's described as being a teal with purple and green shimmer with pink flakes. It's going to retail for $13, and there is no cap. Lots of no caps this month. I love that. This one was quite sheer on the first coat, but you can see it leans very jelly. It's super smooth and even. Some of those flakes come out on the first coat too, which is fun. On the second coat, we get more of that teal base color and lots of shimmer. And then I reached full opacity or close to it in 3 coats. If you got longer nails for this one, I think you might even benefit from 1 more coat or a blurring base coat of some kind. So here's what it looks like in 3 coats with a glossy top coat. I found the pink flakes in there didn't always look pink depending on the angle and how the base color kind of affected it. Sometimes it looked to be a dark red. Other lightings, it looked to be more of a gold. And you can see the shimmer shifts in the description from purple to green, but in real life, I saw also shifts to gold, to like a corally color. It was really unique and so pretty. Pictured are 3 coats of Eat, Drink, and See Merry from Paradox Polish. Next up from Virgo Moon, we have a pumpkin seed fish out of water. This one's described as being an aqua cream base with green to gold and orange to green shifting micro glitters, as well as a fiery orange red shifting shimmer. It's going to retail for $12.50, and it will be capped at 100 bottles. On application, I found that this one was quite sheer on that first coat. I'd actually say that contrary to the description that it has a jelly base in my opinion, it kind of does apply similarly to a cream, but it's got that squishy feel of a jelly. It does start to build up really well on that second coat there. You can see we get more of that aqua base color and a lot more of that shimmer comes through. And then in 3 coats, we reach close to full opacity. I still had a little bit of visible nail line in 3 coats, but it wasn't super, super noticeable. I'll also say that the glitters in here are fine, and they're also not super densely packed, so I didn't have a tremendous need for glitter smoother, and removal wasn't extremely difficult with this one either, which was very nice. So here's what 3 coats looks like with just a glossy top coat. I love the red shimmer running throughout. That contrast is so beautiful. Pictured are 3 coats of a pumpkin seed fish out of water from Virgo Moon. Penelope Luz brings us Abalone this month, which is described as having a very intense multi-chrome effect and foil-like coverage. This one's going to retail for $13, and it will be capped at 500 bottles. I would say the base color for this one is super lightly pigmented, but it is a kind of aqua-y shade, and then it has a lot of shifts in here. Pink, gold, green, to name a few, and they kind of are shimmery, but they're large particle shimmers, like maybe even micro flakies. It's a really cool effect. In 3 coats, I did still have quite a bit of visible nail line. I think this one would double excellently, is that a word? I'm not sure, as a topper. And you can see, true to description, it really does have a kind of foily effect. So I'm interested in playing around with it over like everything. Pictured are 3 coats of Abalone from Penelope Luz. This month from Bluebird Lacquer, we have Freeze a Jolly Good Fellow, which is described as being an icy blue shattered holographic with purple to pink shifting shimmer. The price for this will be $12.50, and there will be no cap. This one had a beautiful formula. If you've used any of Bluebird's shattered holographic finish polishes, they're very consistent. Almost fully opaque on that first coat, definitely opaque in 2. Yeah, this one was stunning. And I love that Lucy used icy in the description because that's exactly what came to mind. I can't wait to wear this come winter time. So here's what 2 coats looks like with a glossy top coat. That top coat really helps those holographic pigments pop. They dry down completely smooth, and removal is not difficult, but I feel like they have the same intensity of like a holographic glitter or something. They're so sparkly. Pictured are 2 coats of Freeze a Jolly Good Fellow from Bluebird Lacquer. This month from Dom Nail Polish, we have A Whale of a Time, which is described as being a blue base shimmer with shifts of purple, gold, and green. The price for this will be $13, and it will be capped at 300 bottles. This one had a great formula. It was smooth and very easy to work with. Quite sheer on that first coat, but I did find that it built up well in that second coat to kind of reveal a soft, almost like periwinkle base color, but that's because of the purple shimmer. On application, I felt like this one had some brush strokes, but when the polish dried down, they did disappear. In 3 coats, I had quite a bit of visible nail line, but it wasn't super noticeable. You can see kind of there. And check out these shifts. There's something so special about them. Like, I really feel like the maker captured the mystery of the sea because it kind of looks hazy with all of those shifts. I don't know. It just kind of reminds me if you were underwater and there was a submarine in the distance and you could see the headlights of the submarine shining in the water. I'm making no sense. Okay, 3 coats of a whale of a time from Dom Nail Polish. Up next from Wildflower Lacquer, we have Squishy, which is described as being a periwinkle base with aqua to blue to purple shifting shimmer and holographic flakes. This one's going to be $13 and there will be no cap. This one had a terrific formula. It was packed with shimmer and flakies. Wow, did it glow. And it built up to full opacity for me in 2 coats. If you've got longer nails, you might want to go in for 3, but I think 2 will suit most people. So here's what 2 coats looks like with a glossy top coat. I really love the holographic flakies in this one. I just felt like they sparkled extra much. And the shifts and the shimmer from the blue to the aqua to the purple, I feel like to a strong green, were all so pretty against that periwinkle base. This is another one I could definitely see myself reaching for around winter time. I'm saying beautiful a lot in this video, but it's beautiful. Pictured are 2 coats of Squishy from Wildflower Lacquer. Coming from Pampered Polishes this month is So Squishy. This one's described as being a royal blue to lilac thermal base with scattered holographic, iridescent flakes, and neon pink glitter. It's going to retail for $13 and will be capped at 400 bottles. I feel like this polish really demonstrates how amazingly Pampered Polishes makes a glitter crelly. Application was smooth, easy to work with. Lots of those glitters came out, no problem. And it had a fun, squishy feel, all while being quite pigmented. I did end up applying 2 coats so that it would be fully opaque in its warm state as well. But you can see here in the cold state, it's a beautiful like indigo purple, I would say. And that contrasts so nicely against those neon pink glitters. And then as it warms up, here's what that looks like. There we go. You get almost like a fuchsia magenta-y color. It's a fun combination. I love like purple and pink together. So I was really loving this one. So here's what 2 coats looks like with a glitter smoother and a glossy top coat. This one is packed with glitter. So I really would recommend some kind of glitter smoother, and removal will be on the difficult side. Pictured are 2 coats of So Squishy from Pampered Polishes. Coming from Glisten and Glow this month, we have Poor Unfortunate Souls. And I know every word to that song. It's a classic. This one's described as being a black-based jelly polish loaded with color-shifting UCC flakes that shift from purple to blue to pink to red to orange to green at various angles and lighting. And it's also got an added twinkle of purple reflective glitter. This one will be priced at $13 and will not have a cap. On application, you can see that this one has a lightly pigmented base, but wow, it's got a lot of flakies in there. And because of all those flakies, it starts to build up really well on the second coat. I will say this one will be between a 2 and 3 coater, depending on your application and nail length. I ended up going in for 3 for a full coverage look, and wow. It's just very intense, just like Ursula. So here's 3 coats with a glitter smoother and a glossy top coat. Because this one's so packed with flakies and glitters, I did find the need to add a glitter smoother, and removal will be slightly difficult because of all of those different elements. And here is what this one looks like under flashlight. It gives it kind of more of a blue look, and those reflective glitters just add some sparkle. Pictured are 3 coats of Poor Unfortunate Souls from Glisten and Glow. This month from Glisten and Glow and the IPU shop, we get their cuticle remover and cuticle oil pen duo and the scent Sun and Sand. The duo is going to retail for $12.50 and there will be no cap. So both items are scented in that Sun and Sand scent, which is described as being a tropical beach breeze of sweet orange flower, lemony citrus, fresh lavender, and powdery musk. When I smell it, I'm definitely picking up on the powder notes as well as the floral notes. And in my opinion, it's a great, fresh, uplifting scent, especially for these warmer months. Both come in a pen applicator, which makes them very convenient for application. You can be super precise about where you want them to go, which for a cuticle remover is excellent. And then I think the oil, I love putting the oils in my purse, in my desk at work, on my ledge, by my nightstand, just to encourage frequent oiling. And I think the pen applicator is super convenient for anything on the go. Coming from Linby Designs this month, we have Relaxolotl, which is described as being a pastel purple super shifter. Ooh, I like that. With pink to orange to yellow to green shifts and scattered holographic shimmer. This is going to be $13 and there will be no cap. On application, this one had just like a whisper of a base color. So I think it could definitely double as a topper if you wanted to try using it that way. That would really bring out those beautiful shifts from pink, orange, yellow, and green. I did find that it built up to full opacity or close to it in 3 coats. If I looked closely, I could see a little bit of nail line, but it wasn't incredibly noticeable. And here's what 3 coats looks like with a glossy top coat. The hollow in here was so pretty, and you can see that shimmer shifts in such an intense way. And again, just amazing, amazing contrast with that pastel purple base. Such a pretty and unique combination. Pictured are 3 coats of Relaxolotl from Linby Designs. Linby Designs is also offering a wax melt this month in the scent It Takes Two to Mango. It's going to retail for $5 and will be capped at 110 melts. And it's described as being a sweet blend of mango, papaya, and strawberries with a warm base of vanilla, coconut, and warm musk. So upon smelling it, I definitely can detect all of those notes. I'm always very impressed with the Linby Designs wax melts because I feel like every single note she lists, I can pick up on each one. The mango, the papaya, the strawberries, and then all of those warm notes as well make it such a comforting scent. If you're someone who doesn't like glitters or extra flakies on their wax melt, I wanted to note that this one does not have those. It's just the wax alone, and it smells so good. Coming from Indie Polish by Patty Lopez, this month we have Feeling the Ocean. It's described as being a pink to gold to green shimmer aurora with purple reflective glitter. It's going to retail for $13 and will be capped at 300 bottles. On application, this one was quite sheer on the first coat, so I think it could also double as a topper. Got a lot of kind of jelly, squishy polishes this month, which totally makes sense. I really start to see some of that pinky base color on the second coat, and in 3 coats, I did not reach full opacity. I could still see quite a bit of nail line, but had a beautiful pink wash of color all over the nail. Lots of sparkle from those Aurora pigments and from the reflective glitter. So here's 3 coats with a glitter smoother and a glossy top coat. This one doesn't have so many reflective glitters that I think it's necessary to do a glitter smoother, but you certainly could. That's what I did to get a extra juicy, squishy look. And removal will be slightly difficult because of those glitters. And here is what it looks like under flashlight. It kind of takes on a more purpley hue. Pictured are 3 coats of Feeling the Ocean from Indie Polish by Patty Lopez. 2 more. This month, coming from MTK Design, we have Pink Lake Spa Day. It's described as being a fluorescent hot pink with matching gold to copper shifting iridescent sparkles and micro flakies, green to gold to copper shifting iridescent flakies, gold to copper to pink to violet shifting iridescent flakies, and pink to violet shifting shimmer. Price will be $12 and this will not have a cap. On application, this one had a jelly leaning base, and it was, wow, really pigmented, really packed with those flakies. I reached full opacity, no problem, in 2 coats. I will say it's on the thicker side a little bit. I think that's just because it has so many, I mean, as you heard in the description, so many flakies, but it was very easy to work with. So here's what 2 coats looks like. Look at all of those beautiful flakies. They're so pretty in there. All the gold, the purple, the copper. I got it completely smoothed out with just a glossy top coat. Nothing was difficult to remove. And I feel like somehow this is even brighter in person than it is on screen. So buckle up. If you love pink, this one is going to be one you want to grab. Pictured are 2 coats of Pink Lake Spa Day from MTK Design. And the final polish I have to share with you today comes from by DANY VIANNA. It's called Black Lava Sand, and it's described as being an irregular black glitter bomb with a large particle aurora shimmer from copper to gold to green. This one will be retailing for $13 and will have a cap of 400 bottles. Although the description doesn't say, I'm pretty sure this one has a near clear base, maybe completely clear. Everything you're seeing on the nail is coming from the Aurora Shimmer and those really interesting black glitters. So it's a fun combo. This one definitely could be used as a topper, and I do not think you'll reach full opacity. I did not in 3 coats. I had quite a bit of visible nail line, but it was a very interesting polish. I have nothing like this in my collection. So here's what 3 coats looks like with a glitter smoother and a glossy top coat. Those black glitters did create a little bit of texture, so I did pair it with a glitter smoother, and check out the shift in that shimmer. Wow. So this one's interesting because at certain angles, your nail line does seem to disappear. At others, you can see it. It is a super cool polish. Pictured are 3 coats of Black Lava Sand from by DANY VIANNA. Time for a recap. Let's check out all the polishes swatched side by side on the swatch wheel in rainbow order. This is in some sunlight, and how pretty are all of these polishes together. I just love the colors we got this month. From left to right, that red with the gold shimmer is KBShimmer. That first orange is Stella Chroma. The second orange is Music City Beauty. The chartreuse shade is Fair Maiden Polish. The aqua with the flakes is What Addiction. That soft green and pink shade is Night Owl Lacquer. The dark green with the pink red flash is Sassy Sauce. In the center now is Bee's Knees Lacquer. With the red flakes is Cupcake Polish. The teal holographic is Cuticula. The teal with a purple flash is Paradox Polish. Now in the center is Virgo Moon. That light foily shade is Penelope Lose. That holographic shade in the middle is Bluebird Lacquer. In the center now is Dom Nail Polish. The purple with the green flash is Wildflower Lacquer. And let's check out the purples, pinks, and our cool friend at the end that has a lot of colors. In its warm state is Pampered Polishes. In the center now is Glisten and Glow with the reflective glitter. The first soft shade with a hollow is Linby Designs. The soft pink with reflective glitter is Indie Polish by Patty Lopez. The hot pink is MTK Designs, and with the irregular black glitter is by DANY VIANNA. All right, so those are all the items I have to share with you this month for polish pickup. Let me know all your thoughts down in the comments. What are you thinking of grabbing, whether I showed it to you in today's video or not? Personally, I am so excited about this month. I just think the makers did an especially amazing job with their polishes this month. I know they didn't intend to, but I love seeing that rainbow of colors on my thumbnail because it means we have lots of colors to choose from. I don't think I've been this excited about a polish pickup theme since spices and condiments back in January. And I had the worst time choosing top picks this month. In fact, if you ask me tomorrow, they may be different ones. But for today, for top picks, I have 4. So here's what they are. My first one comes from Music City Beauty, their gorgeous orange shade called I'm So Jelly. I'm a sucker for an orange anyway, and with fall coming up, I just feel myself gravitating towards this color. This one specifically was so bright, and I really love all the components inside it. The shift and the shimmer is just beautiful. Another top pick comes from Cupcake Polish Dinglehopper. I'm a Little Mermaid fan anyway, but even if I weren't, this shade would still be at the top of my list. I just think the flakes are remarkable in here. We get every color in the shifts. I see red and aqua, but in certain lightings, I also see green, purple, copper, gold. It's so beautiful. And just in general, I really was pleased with all the sea foamy colors we had this month. I love that. Another one I just couldn't get enough of was Cuticula's Echolocation. I think as soon as I put this on, I messaged the maker and was like, what? The formula, 10 out of 10. The finished product with the hollow, the shimmer, 10 out of 10. If you love this kind of color too, I think you should grab this one. And then my last top pick, again, for today, tomorrow it may be different, is from Bee's Knees Lacquer. Nothing ever scared me so much as saying goodbye. Wow. I put this on my nails and wore it for a good 3 or 4 days. I had to stop swatching because it was just that beautiful. The softness in that green base color, the shift and the shimmer, the hollow flakes. Honestly, I could have just not seen it and known it was a sibling shade to align with a thorn in its paw and been sold on that alone. But seriously, this is giving A Line with a Thorn in Its Paw a run for its money, in my opinion, and that is saying a lot. Well, it looks like my SD card ran out of space, so I was gonna say that Bee's Knees Lacquer recently released 3 other siblings to align with the thorn in its paw. If you're not familiar with those, you need to be. So you should check out one of my recent videos reviewing Bee's Knees Lacquer's most recent collection or upcoming recent collection, Only a Monster. Look at all of those beautiful colors. I mean, wow. I'll link that video below. I'll also link below my review of KBShimmer Summer 2022 collection called Just Add Water. There were some stunning shades in there as well. If you like jelly much, you will definitely want to check out that collection. And in case you're wondering what kind of polishes I've been wearing on my nails lately just for fun, I'll also link down in the description box what polishes I wore in June. Kind of a weird way to end the video, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful for you. If it was, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.